Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a little bit, but I thought I'd go ahead and show you what the garden is looking like now. We are almost to the middle of July. So the last garden tour I gave you guys, I think, was the first week of June. So we're 5.5, 6 weeks beyond that. So I thought I would show you what's happening in the garden. A couple of things to note. First of all, it has been extremely dry here in Western Maryland. It had rained a lot in like April, May. We actually planted things a little bit late because there had been a lot of rain. But since then, we really haven't had anything. In June, we got, I think, about 1.5 inches of rain total for the month. And so far in July, nothing. Not anything measurable. We've had a couple times where we've had like a few drops of rain, not even enough to like wet the ground consistently, not enough to fill our rain gauges at all. So I don't even really count that. I mean, it's been so hot that even if it would rain like that, it just evaporates instantly. It does nothing for us. So that being said, we've had to kind of pivot a little bit. We usually have a couple of raised beds like up by the pool, and we have completely let them go. There's not been rain and there wasn't anything of real value in there. They're just done. We also have over on this side, you can see back there, our barrel gardens up by the camper. They originally had peas and lettuce in them this spring, and the pea plants grew amazingly, but it was so dry that the peas were just inedible. They were, pithy, nasty little things. So we ripped them out and I replanted the barrels with mostly pole beans, a few other little things in there too. But there's a couple beans up in there now, but not a lot. And then we also have, I think I showed you guys where we had grown garlic last year right beside the house. We had done peas in there and I pulled them out, and we have not planted anything else in there. We're just really having to watch our water usage. We are on a well and there are 10 people in our family. And so just showers, laundry, dishes, all those things use so much water that we can't risk our well watering the garden. So we do have 2 rain barrels. One of them is, on this side. Whoops, you can't see it, but up here there is a rain barrel, and then up on the other side of the house there's one. And we've been rationing using those rain barrels to water the garden just in watering cans. I use a big one to fill it out, dump it into a smaller one that has like a spray nozzle, and water just at the base of the plants. And we've been able to do that 3 times so far. I don't think I have enough water right now to water everything again. We are also putting a bucket in our shower and catching warm-up water, and we're putting one in our kitchen sink and using our rinse water. We'll bring them out, put them in the rain barrel, fill the watering cans out of that. And so that's what we've been doing. Now it is Thursday, July 11th, I think. Right now, the next time that rain might be in the forecast, they're saying, is next Wednesday. So another 6 days, and that's right now a 45% chance. We've had in this past couple of weeks several days where we've had a chance of rain like 70 to 90% and got nothing. So I'm not sure. This is very early for us. We usually do have a very dry, like late July, early August. But to have all of June be dry is very unusual for our area. So with all that being said, I'm going to show you what we do have growing in the garden, because all is not doom and gloom. Hope is not lost. And so we're going to show you what we got here. And then we also have the availability somewhat of buying food from local farmers. They are suffering from the same things we are. The place we usually get green beans is selling them for a ridiculously high price because the deer are eating them, because the deer have nothing else to eat. Oh, speaking of deer, you guys will know that we also have a potato patch, and it was looking okay, and the deer have decimated it. They also pulled down one of our 2 peach trees, and they ate all the peaches and leaves off of it. The potatoes, we probably will still get potatoes from because the growth happens below the soil, but I don't know that for sure. We'll see. So basically we're looking at just the main garden today and what we have going on in here. Okay, so we have a couple very sad looking sunflowers. These are supposed to be the mammoth sunflowers that should get really tall, but we're not watering them. They're not necessary, and so that's that. Coming up here then we have our little hoop house for our brassicas, and we've got just broccoli and cabbage. The broccoli I don't think has anything really going on yet. The cabbages are looking okay, and then our potatoes that are in the main garden here have bloomed. This whole row kind of fell down. We shall see. We'll see what these end up looking like. This is the first year that I've ever had trouble with growing squash. These are zucchini, and they are not looking happy. They're just, it's been so dry, and especially like if you look at the garden from about here down, the soil is okay, but from about here up, it's really just all clay. So even watering them, a lot of times it doesn't sink into the soil because it's so hard. But we've got 3 zucchini plants there that we planted from seed, and maybe we'll get something from them. I'm not sure. This one's like the medium one. This one's really, really sad, and this one is the biggest one, but so far we only have male flowers on it. So we'll see. I feel like in the camera it looks a little bit bigger than it is. It's only maybe 10 inches tall. This row here is okra, and you can kind of see at the same place where these are really sad, these are really sad. And then they're bigger here where we also have the bigger squash. I do still have hope for them because, sorry, my finger there is making it not focus. They do really well with heat and sunshine, and we've definitely got that. And then this whole section here is green beans. I had mentioned we really enjoy growing green beans. I can grow them consistently, and so I think come Monday, we're going to be away this weekend, but come Monday we're going to be picking some beans. They're looking pretty good. There's some sun damage to them, especially on this upper end. You can see the yellowed leaves and things there. But we do have a decent amount of beans coming on, and they should be ready to pick here in another couple of days. So that's exciting. And then down here we have, this was a volunteer squash plant that was just growing in the garden, and when we rototilled, I moved it into the tire, and I wasn't sure what kind of squash it really was, but looking at it, let's see if I can find somewhere on here there is a squash. Let's see. Oh, there we go. This one's probably not going to survive. It's looking very withered, but I think it's a butternut, which we planted butternuts last year and they never came up. So apparently the seed just waited and it's here now. This was a giant marigold that we transplanted and I didn't think was going to survive, but it is. I planted herbs in those. Neither of them came up. The parsley is dying down there. If I can get across my path here. So then this section here is red beets and some weeds, but red beets through here, and some of them are looking pretty good. And then I went through last week and filled in the ends of the rows where nothing had come up with more bean seeds. And then you can see our corn. We planted 2 different kinds of corn, and I didn't make a note of which was which, but half of it grew and the other half just did not. I think we've got 4 or 5 corn plants of that bottom half. So we'll see. One of them was a yellow kernel and one was a white. So once they're mature, I should be able to know which one did okay and which one didn't. But I went in last week and filled all those empty spaces in with more bean seeds, and hopefully we'll get a yield from that then. I had originally on the top end of this planted some spinach, but it's way too hot for spinach. So we're just letting that go. These 2 tires are muskmelon, which I've never grown before, but my mom gave me some seeds. She said they did really well for her, and she lives a little bit further north than us with a little bit shorter growing season. And so if they did okay for her, they will probably do okay for us. I don't think we have any melons starting yet. Oh, yes, we do. Here's one. Just a little bit, or the potential for one anyway. So there's that, and this is mint that needs something done with it, but I haven't done anything with it. I thought maybe I'll just trim it all off and toss it out into the yard and let it grow wild there too. This is the only cucumber that has survived, and it's not looking so good either. I don't know. We planted all of our cucumbers in containers this year, and that just, it hasn't worked out well. This tire is actually empty, but all of the lemon balm is overflowing onto it. Here's another muskmelon, and we planted some in that one and in this one, and for some reason these are fine and nothing came up in that. And then we have our whole big long row of tomatoes, all different varieties, and you can see how much better the soil is on this end versus this end. A lot of the ones down here are our bigger, later blooming tomatoes, but some of them are starting to change color. We've gotten 2 early girls so far that we've been able to harvest. They all look really good except these ones here. I pulled a bunch, like almost all of the tomatoes off this morning because they have blossom end rot. So I need to get those out of there. But all the other varieties seem fine. It's just these, and I'm not sure what makes the difference, but they're not happy. And here's another example of how much different this soil is in the top of the garden, how hard it is. Look at that little tiny, poor, sad tomato plant. It really hasn't grown. And straight across from it are some jalapeno peppers that are in this upper part too. And they're the same way, just really spindly and sad. We do have a pepper on it though. These were the containers where we had planted some squash and the cucumbers, but I cannot keep them wet enough in those containers, so that's a loss. And then to finish out the rest of our peppers here, I think maybe these 4 plants are the golden dagger peppers, a hot pepper, like a hot banana pepper. And then the rest of these are green peppers, and they're not very big plants, but peppers do enjoy the heat and the sunshine. And so even though the plants aren't very big, they are producing some fruit, and we are thankful for that. So thank you so much for being here and coming along and letting me talk about my garden to you. I hope that your gardens are doing amazing. Let me know what the weather has been like where you are. Are you struggling with the drought like we are? I know some parts of the country seem like they've gotten a lot of rain, but it is what it is. I told my husband and my mom recently, I guess I just don't like anything that I have absolutely no control over. I can't fix this. I can't make there be rain when there isn't. So it is what it is, and I'm thankful for the things that we've been able to grow so far. And I thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next video.